Oracle, this is the ultimate court card guide continued in today. We're back to the Queen. We have the Queen before. We talked about the Queen being wet and cool, being very watery. So if you're looking for the emotional side, if you're looking for the feeling side with all the water and all the passion, we're talking about the Queens. There's also a supportive aspect here as well. We support, we are good with empathy, we're nurturing, and we're very receptive. All the traditional sort of feminine qualities we have coming with our Queen. Now we talk about what the Queen does. The Queen is influencing. If we're looking at the page, sure, we have the cups with the page. We have that feeling, we have that emotional stability and things like that, but the page is not an influencer. The page is not a leader. The page brings us messages. And when we're talking about the Queen, we're talking about influencing, leadership, empathy, nurturing, being a friend, being an acquaintance, being someone that you know and someone that you can have empathy with. So what's the difference between the page and the Queen? Again, the page is all about bringing those messages. So if we're looking for news, then that's going to be a good sign. The page is all about news. It's all about being a beginner. So if we're in a relationship, we're starting a relationship, we have a page. We may not be that good at keeping a relationship up and running. Could have a bit of those challenges in there. But the Queen, though, has that emotional stability, has that nurturing aspect, and is a natural leader because it is the Queen. We're also looking at superior water qualities, intuition, empathy, understanding, nurturing are just better done with the Queen. The Queen is done playing around. The Queen knows what she wants, where she wants to go. The Queen just gets that stuff done. All right, so we're talking about the CEO when we talk about the Queen of Wands, the CEO. And I know you're like, wait a minute, what? Wouldn't the Queen of Pentacles be the CEO? You don't make any sense, Mr. Tarot Oracle. No, I am making sense. The Queen of Wands is all about being a CEO, being about that leadership, being about the organization, the planning, and getting things done. She has a mixture of all of the elements, and she has that fire. And the fire is where you want to be if you're going to motivate, if you're going to get things done, if you're going to start on the project, continue on the project. The Queen of Pentacles doesn't have the fire. She's very cool. She doesn't have that heat. And without the heat, we just can't get a lot of things done. We can't get the motivation. We can't get the movement. We can't get a lot of different things done that we want to get done because we're just a bit of a cool nature on the Pentacle side. But we'll come to the Pentacles in a minute. For now, let's talk about the Queen of Wands. Friendly, loving, business success. And we say business success because we're talking about, as Greer put it, the expert, the chairman, right? And not really restrained, gets things done. Businesswoman and a good researcher, engineer, performance artist. So you see a pattern here. The CEO gets what the CEO wants because the CEO is able to succeed in whatever she launches into. And that's important, right? A lot of times you'll get a page. The page is a beginner, not able to get this big success, these big booming things. But with the CEO, we're talking about the Page of Wands gets whatever they want done. It's all about taking charge, getting new directions. If you want to get a meeting done, that's what you do. All right. So there are references to being a rural lady. In other words, out on the farming type thing. So this could be a good card if you're looking for, maybe I'm moving to a farm or maybe I'm, starting something with that venture type thing. So you could be looking at that as well, but I just want to mention it, right? So having all of the elements, have that nice mixture of the elements in the Queen of Wands makes her a chameleon. Similar to the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is more of a spy. This is the CEO. But they both have chameleon aspects. They both have that charm, that magnetism. And with the water element here, we're looking at more intuition. as well. So you have the power combined with the soft side. Hard and soft side are combined. We have a nice mixture with all of the elements rolling along. The Queen of Wands gets everything done. Now we're also talking about the CEO being a multitasker, brings emotion into the meeting. You go to these meetings, they're so dull. You get somebody with passion in those meetings that really stands out. Really stands out. They're excited. They're ready to roll with these meetings. They bring that emotion. And again, they're good with multitasking. They're good with juggling things. The Queen of Wands, the CEO, is good with all of this stuff. So we see her in a reading. What do we want to do, right? Handling the conflicts up in the top left up here. We're handling these conflicts. We got the Five of Wands, that pressure, that thing. The Queen of Wands has all of the elements. She's able to handle this no problem. It's not going to be a problem, right? Let's say you had a terrible card, maybe the Page of, or maybe the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords may not be good at handling conflict. That's a very warlike, a very action with no planning card. That would have been terrible after a conflict. But the Queen, she's got it covered, right? Look at the bottom left here. Managing change. We have the Tower. The Tower's hitting us. It's not going to be a problem. Death is coming up. In the Death card, is not going to be a problem. We're good at managing that change. We're good at organizing and managing that because our multitasking skills are there. We have those skills there, right? So if we got the Ace of Pentacles next to the Queen, now we're talking. Now we got that beef. Now we have the beef right here ready to roll with that Queen of Wands is able to get some big opportunities going. So the Queen has some roomies. The Queen has some roomies like we talked about before with the Decans, right? Go to the previous video, talks about the Decans. What are the Queen's roomies? By the way, people are asking, do pages have roomies? No. They're single apartments, no roomies. Pages don't have roomies. The Queens do, Kings do, Knights do. Pages, all by themselves. So CEO success, look up here at the Ten of Cups. Look at everyone celebrating. The kids are dancing. The house is there. We have this beautiful glowing cups at the top. The CEO makes herself a success, right? And then we look at the Two and the Three of Wands. Those are looking out amongst the big open areas and planning. This is all about the organization and planning of the Queen of Wands. That's going to be important here because those two talk about that planning aspect of her, or that getting that things done and being the master multitasker, etc. So when would be happy to see the Queen of Wands? All right, business success readings. Number one thing you're going to look at, am I going to be successful at a business? That's going to be a yes. The Queen of Wands just definitely points to that, right? If you throw in a couple of roommates, let's say you throw in a Ten of Cups too, you're looking at an explosive business success. Go get it done, right? Okay, starting a farm, if you have anything with farm, a rural community or anything like that, that's also going to be good. Okay, when we're talking about queens, when the queen is next to a man, she brings some good news about that man. So we just met some guy, cute guy, just met a cute guy. What's going on? The Queen of Wands right next to him is going to say a lot of good things about that man. It's going to say good at, bringing those good news messages, bringing the good news about the queen, about the King of Wands, or about this person. So when the Queen of Wands is next to you, you can't go wrong. You just can't go wrong. So that's going to be good overall. All right, speaking of not good overall, let's talk about the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil. You've seen this movie. We've all seen the movie, The Twilight Bark. You remember it well. Emotionally detached, no mercy, and severe. Now, all the books talk about the Queen of Swords with no good news whatsoever. The Queen of Swords does have a couple of interesting aspects to her, but overall, she's very strict, not very lenient about anything at all, right? We're talking about a divorced single mother, forsaken, a disciplinarian, and one book actually calls him a wicked stepmother. It's really bad. Ice Queen. It's so terrible. This just doesn't look good. The Queen of Swords is a bit of emotionally detached. No mercy, severe. I mean, some books also talk about female sadness, right? And Waite says, hey, she's familiar with sorrow. She's had sorrow. She's been through it. We have that familiarity with sorrow. Also talks about sterility. Maybe that could be a factor in sterility readings or pregnancy readings or something like that. But we're also looking at divorced or a widow or something that's been through some rough times. Someone that has been through some rough times. We're sort of looking at those aspects. So when would be a great time to see Cruella de Vil? Maybe never? I don't know. Maybe if you like drama. I love drama. I like the spice. Well, you're in for it. You're in for some spice, that's for sure. We got a court case. Maybe we have some court case and we don't want any mercy. Let's just go in the court case and just body slam the competition. I mean, this could be with a sporting event, a court case, and things like that. Now, there are good news about this particular thing, right? We're talking about mature femininity. We're talking about maybe a writer or a thinker being intellectual because we have the sword aspects roaming around. But I mean, we have that mixture, right? We have that good, bad mixture here. And again, breaking up, if we're breaking up and we see this, maybe that's not good news. Or maybe it is. Maybe we're trying to get rid of somebody. Breaking up, being Cruella de Vil would be interesting as well. So we're coming back to the, what if she is next to another court card? She's going to bring messages about that person. That's not good. The person is very strict, a disciplinarian. The person could be bad news overall. So if she's next to a king or a page or something like that, man, she's really sort of corrupting the whole thing, right? All right, so I didn't draw this Queen of Swords. I'm just saying the Queen of Swords looks kind of weird. I didn't draw her, so, I mean, there you go. But having everything is talking about having everything, right? Having everything, we want the Queen of Swords, we want to have it all, and we're talking about the 10 of Pentacles. It doesn't really fit for a roommate, but let's roll with it. Okay? I think we can roll with it. Visions of cruelty, you have those. You have those with the Queen of Swords roommates. The Decans are here. The Two of Swords, the Three of Swords, those are cruel looking cards. Those are bad looking cards. And we have these visions within the Queen of Swords roommates. All right. So Cruella de Vil, we got the CEO, and we got all sorts of interesting personalities today. That's for sure. But then we have the Queen of Cups, a mature feminine, a mother, a psychic, a dreamer, an artist, right? We're talking about water with water. This is the emotion within emotion. We're talking about slamming down some music, poetry, art, getting that beauty in there, getting everything passionate. This is about close relationships. So if somebody's asking about the potential for a close relationship or being empathetic or being emotionally stable, we're looking at water with water. The Queen of Cups is going to bring fantastic news. Fantastic news. If you're really emotional, though, you could be wearing this on your sleeve. We could be wearing our emotions on our sleeve. We kind of want to watch out for that emotional roller coaster. Sometimes we could be hypersensitive to criticism, right? Sometimes we could just be unstructured and just have emotions flying everywhere. We're a bit moody. We may be moody. You don't know. Water with water, that's a lot of emotions. That's very thick emotions. Now, Waite talks about the Queen of Cups as success, happiness, and pleasure. And that's good because we have that watery aspect. We have all of this good stuff sort of going on with the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups has that watery, very, very watery aspect. Very feminine as well. So as somebody looking for a feminine woman, somebody is very sort of emotional, somebody, sort of like that Pisces feel almost. So delicate, very feminine, right? So the Queen of Cups, Waite also talks about the perfect spouse and a good mother. If you're looking for that, if we're looking for a family, we're looking to get a structure of a family going, looking for all of that good stuff, all that good stability, the Queen of Cups is going to be our friend. The Queen of Cups is going to be our friend. And again, If the Queen of Cups is next to another court card, we're bringing those feelings with us. We're bringing the feelings with us. So when would we be happy to see this girl? When we're getting married. The absolute, probably the best card, if you're getting married, would be the Queen of Cups. Throw that down. You got a one-card reading. You get the Queen of Cups. Throw your hands up and celebrate at that point. We're getting married. Looking good. Looking good for any relationship reading. She really brings that passion and that feel. You bring the feel in. You got to have that feel. If we want to repair a relationship, is Bob going to call back? Is he? Is he not? We can fix the relationship when that Queen of Cups is around, especially if she's next to another court card, a guy court card or something, or a girl court card. If you have the Queen of Cups bringing that good news, bringing those passions and those emotions. And again, the Queen of Cups, if you're going on a spiritual quest, right? I'm going on a spiritual quest and I want to know how that's going. It's going to go good. Going to go really good. So let's look at the Queen's roomies. The emotional roller coaster is really sort of hitting us in the face here with the Ten of Swords. That's the only bad card here. The other two make sense. Celebration of love, new love. This makes sense. This is beautiful, beautiful cards here with the roommates for the Queen of Cups. The new love, the love celebration, the 2-3 cups, and the Ten of Swords, that emotional roller coaster that we're going to sometimes get if we do this, wear this all on our sleeve, right? We wear our emotions on our sleeve. We could have that emotional roller coaster. You never know what is going to happen. So let's look at the final one, the Queen of Pentacles. Now, I said before, the Queen of Pentacles is lacking heat. This is a very cold card. Is that going to be good or bad? Is that going to be good or bad? Well, we do bring in the femininity here, obviously with the Queen. We do bring in some of the good news that we have with the being a queen. We have the leadership skills. We have all sorts of good things, but we're lacking heat. We're lacking heat. So the Queen of Pentacles reminds me of INTP. INTP, the Myers-Briggs. INTP, they do a lot of planning. They do a lot of opinionated things. And they like to organize. They like to organize. They like to plan. Do they ever do it? No. Go to INTP Central website and read all the complaints about people. Everybody's complaining about each other. But it's all about being that introversion feel and that intuitive and feeling. I'm perceiving, but I'm not actually doing anything. It's rough. Having the cold, having no heat, it's rough. And you just don't have that motivation, that desire. We don't have the drive, the adventure. We love to plan. We can plan all day. Right? So talking about with this Queen could also be materialistic. Caught up in all the details, but never actually doing anything. And again, I know people are like, wouldn't the CEO be the Queen of Pentacles? No, the Queen of Pentacles doesn't have the fire, doesn't have the drive. We're really lacking some stuff here, and we need to repair it. We need to fix it. And if you're the boss of the Queen of Pentacles, you may have to get on her butt to get anything done, right? Oh, of course, she'll write out this master plan. Stuck in the details, beautiful details, the best details you've ever seen. Sometimes maybe a bit stubborn as well. I want to get it my way. I want it my way. These are my details. This is how good. So we're looking at Queen of Pentacles. We're also looking at security. They love security. As long as you have security, they love liberty, and they're pretty generous as well. I mean, they're able to get that generosity feel going. But security is going to be a really big thing when you come to the Queen of Pentacles. Now, what are we looking at here? Job security is going to be one big happy motivator here. So if I want to be happy at work, if I want to have some job security, if I get a new boss, maybe the new boss is lost in the details. Maybe this is good to have a boss that's really detailed. I mean, it depends. Could be a bit of a micromanagement thing going on as well. You just never know. But job security, this is going to be a fantastic card because the Queen of Pentacles is, again, all about security. And if you're looking for generosity as well, she's going to tick that box too. Happiness at work, content with work. I'd love to see the Queen of Cups right here. Happiness at work, Queen of Cups, you got me at the Queen. Queen of Pentacles still points to happiness at work, but points to that level of security as well. And maybe the generosity of work. Maybe they'll give me a raise when I ask. How unusual is that? Speaking of unusual, we got some weird roomies for the Queen of Pentacles. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. First off, we got the Ten of Wands, overloaded. Why? Because we just don't have that fire. It's too cold. We don't have the heat element. And due to that, we're overloaded with all of these stupid details. We got into the nitty-gritty details of these daily things, and we never really did anything. And now we're kind of screwed. So we're overloaded with the details. All right, now juggling, but making no progress. We're juggling things. We're making decisions. We're talking about it. We have infinite details, but we're just making no progress with it. And showing off our work. We are the Queen of Pentacles. We did do something. The boss may have just had to ride our butt to get it done, but we did do something, right? We did do something. So now that we've did something, now we can show it off. We have that Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is a roommate, and that Ten of Wands. Oh, that Ten of Wands, man. Anyway, so that's the Queens. Did you know I have a Patreon with 35 members right now? Why? Because I have a mountain of files that you can have. The fluffy Virgo Lenormand, that's my Lenormand deck. You can have it. That's included at all Patreon levels. It's included, the $5, $10, $20 level. That's included, right? The Lenormand mats, those are included. I have 50 handouts for all of these classes, included my book, my Tarot Oracles book that explains my method of reading cards where you don't have to memorize anything. That's there too. That's there too, included. We got the Lenormand mats and all this other stuff. The handbook for the Echoes of Nature is there as well. Now, I added recently just a metric ton of drawing tutorials. All this stuff you see on the screen, I drew that. And I teach you how. It's easy. You can do it in 4 hours. I'm not kidding. Like 4 hours. We got 20 hours of instruction. Again, at the $5, $10, $20 level, whatever you want to choose. We get all these drawing things as well. And you can use these to get commissions done, right? If we look on Etsy, people charging $130 for a commission. The dude has hundreds of sales. I can do this in 4 hours. You can too, because I teach you. And it's not like some lame tutorial. If you look up here, see, Secrets to Perfect Eyes. Look at these. I tell you all of the things as text on the screen. I show you step by step how to do it, what tool I'm using, what surface I'm using. I go through the entire thing. Again, make some money. Go do pet portraits. Do pet portraits for your friends. Do it on Etsy. Put pet portraits out there. Once you get this technique down, by the way, it's simple. I'll show you all the shortcuts. You put it on Facebook. Like, go to your Facebook city group, say, I do pet portraits, and put one of these realistic pets on there. You'll get like tons of replies. So anyway, it pays for itself. Again, Patreon, $5, $10, $20 level. My current Patreons, a lot. Hang on. By the way, hit like and subscribe for this video. I put a lot of work into it. Man, I love you. I love you. I appreciate that, right? Adam G, Allie, Annie, another Annie, Bethany, Biffy, Brianna Carmen, Carolyn, Cassandra Crystal, Dominica, Fatima, Galatia, Hikates, Irina, Jessica, Kim, Tanya, Teresa, Susan, Sophia, Sinai, Santado, Sharon, Richard, Regentena, let's see, Miami, Maureen, Lisa, Larry, me, KSW, Kristen, and Chrisette. Thank you for being my Patreon supporters. I love you so much. And thank you for watching this video. Again, please hit like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.